Welcome to the State of the Market with knowledgeable realtor Scott Zaino. Sit back and relax as Scott lifts the curtain on Cape Cod's real estate stats. Buckle up and let's dive in. This is your monthly State of the Market report.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another State of the Market ending, October 2025. If you're thinking about selling or buying, upsizing or downsizing, this video is for you. So we're going to go through our sectors and get right to it. Let me go ahead and just share my screen. All righty. Okay, so the first sector that we always talk about is our average sales price. And so for the end of October, 1,057,000 is the average sales price here on Cape Cod. In September, it was 1,116,838. It was a reduction of about 59,000, so not much, right? The next sector that we're going to talk about is active listings, right? And for the end of October, we had 1,026 active listings. In September, it was 1,099. So we had a reduction there of about 73. Not much, not really a push, but it did go down some. There could be some properties coming off market or expireds. But anyway, it was pretty close. So the next sector that we're going to talk about is days on market. Okay, and the average days on market, this tells us as sellers and buyers and sellers and realtors how long it takes to put your property under contract. On average, I've seen houses, still go under contract over the weekend. I've seen some that take a week or two. I've seen some that are a couple of 100 days. All right. It all depends on how you price your home. That's the most important thing right now is getting the price right. So in October, the average days on market was 54, which was a reduction. In September, it was 60. So we went down about a week's, 7 days less in October than it was in September. Months of supply. So months of supply is kind of an important screen. So this tells us what type of market that we're in. We've talked about this before, but I'm going to touch on it real quick. So 4 months or less of inventory that's right, it's a seller's market still, right? In New England, we're very fortunate to have to be still in a seller's market. Where other parts of the country are a little different. So real estate is local, right? So this video is for obviously, Cape Cod and Barnstable County, but you got to check with your local area because things do change depending on where you live, right? So months of supply is still a seller's market. It's under 4 months, 3.5. In September, it was 3.7. It was getting closer to a neutral market, but then it went back down, right? 5 to 6 months is like a neutral market. It's not a seller's market or a buyer's market. And then anything more than 6 months is a buyer's market. All right. And the last time we were there, I'm going to just put my screen on. It's been about 5 years now since COVID. And you can see in May of 2020, it was like a neutral market, right? And then COVID came along and things just kind of bounced along the bottom of the ocean floor. But you can see here, things are starting to creep up a little bit. And here we are today at 3.5 months of inventory. Is it a good time to sell? It's a great time to sell. Why do you say that, Scott? People say, oh, take the house off the market because, it's quieter and it's colder. But that's the opportunity to leave your house on the market because while others are pulling theirs off, you leave yours on, and guess what happens? Competition shrinks, right? I've seen it time and time again. So if you're really seriously thinking about selling your home, put it on the market, price it right, get it marketed properly, right? We talked about our 3Ps all the time: price, presentation, and promotion. Those all need to be in line. So if you price it right, you present it right, right? The way it looks on the inside and the outside, and then have it promoted properly by your agent, you will get an offer, okay? If one of those P's is out of line, then you will not get an offer. And sometimes one or two, or sometimes all three of those P's are right in line. So get your 3Ps in line: price, presentation, promotion. October, we ended at 3.5 months of inventory. Let's talk about list to sales price ratio. So this is a big one, because this will tell you how much of an offer you're going to get based on the market. And the percentage to list sales price ratio average is 98.0 at the end of October. So if you list your house for $1 million, you should get 980,000 for it, right? Um, you could get a little less, you could get a little bit more, but the average is about 98.0%. In September, it was 97.8. So it actually went up just a smidge, more like a push, right? Um, let's talk about interest rates. That's always been a big topic lately. The rates have come down. The Fed did an adjustment a couple of weeks ago. I expect them to most likely do another one or two, perhaps maybe one in December, maybe one in January. These are just my opinions. Um, so interest rate, let me get back to the, let me go back and share my screen again. All right. So interest rates, 30-year fixed. In September, it was 6.3. In October, 6.2. Went down a tenth of a point when they made that adjustment. 30-year fixed, 15-year fixed, excuse me. In October is 5.6. In September, it was 5.6. So that's a push. 30-year FHA for anyone looking for a federal housing administration loan. You can do those with as little as 3.5% down. A lot of people still think they need 20% to buy a house, and that's not true. You can get into a property, excuse me, with as little as 3.5% down. And that would be 30-year FHA is 6.3. In September, that was 6.6. 30-year VA, thank you for all our veterans and all your service. So in October, it was 6.4. And in September, it was 6.3. So that one actually went up just a tad, just 1/10 of a point. So interest rates fluctuate, right? Have you heard about the new proposal that may be going into place with a 50-year mortgage, right? So if that goes into place, yes, you will stretch out the length of your loan. However, it will make your house more affordable monthly, right? Just like in the car business, right? Years ago, they had 48-month loans, and then they went to 60-month loans as the cars started getting more expensive. And then they went to 72-month loans. And I think they're up to 84-month loans now because, of course, the average price of a car today is probably, I don't know, 60, 70,000. But a lot of people are spending 100,000 or more. And to make those cars more affordable, they extended the lending period. Well, the same thing is going to be happening with, I think, the real estate business right now. We're currently doing 30 years. There might be a 40 out there, and they're proposing 50. So if that's the case, a lot of people are going to be going out and buying houses because the payment's going to be much lower. And that'll create some type of a frenzy, I would imagine, maybe even like COVID. We'll wait and see what happens, right? A 30-year jumbo is 6.4 ending October, and in September was 6.4. So that's about a push. So there you have it for the month of October 2025 for your state of the market. If you have any questions, my door is always open. Please give me a call, 508-566-0051. Shoot me an email at sjzaino@gmail.com. We'll see you next month.